What's up everyone, Hunter here. I am back with another video. This one is finally the NFL Combine that you have all been waiting for. So this morning, I was planning to shoot this last week, but it was raining. And then I realized this week that it's dark when I wake up and any field outside is gonna be frosted over. So I knew that the running events wouldn't be great if I did them outside. So I came here to my gym, Motivera 360 in Elkhorn, Nebraska, and we got it done. So in the following clips, you're gonna see my 2 attempts at all of the combine events. So we started with the 40-yard dash, then we did the 3-cone drill, followed by the pro agility drill, and then we moved to the jumping and explosive events. So we did the vertical jump, the broad jump, and then the bench press test. I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown of the statistics that I did, and then we'll jump into all of the events and my performance and whether or not I'm cut out for the NFL. Okay, so we're back at the house now. I just wanna run down a little bit of the math that I did prior to making this video. My main motivation for doing the video is because I feel like I'm a very strong and athletic person, and pretty much everyone that I meet asks me if I'm a tight end, if I play football, what sports I play, when in all reality, I just lift for fun. But I wanted to do this to see if I had what it takes to hang with those that have made it into the NFL. So being the nerd that I am, I made a spreadsheet. So we have the results of the NFL Combine from the past 5 years, from 2016 to 2020. And I took the stats of all of the athletes and found the averages. So today we're gonna be looking at the minimum score to be drafted for each event, the median score of those drafted for each event. So that throws out some of the outliers, like the offensive lineman in the 40-yard dash. Scouts look at their 10-yard times, but they don't really care about the total 40-yard time because they don't really ever have to do that in a game. So we're looking at the median score, and then most oftentimes I get asked if I'm a tight end, so I'm gonna look at the tight end scores as well, and I'll highlight those during each event in the following clips. Okay, we got the 40-yard dash all measured out here. As you can tell, we're inside because right now in Nebraska, it's dark out, and when I wake up in the morning, there's still frost on the grass. So we're gonna do it inside, which honestly is going to be a disadvantage because this floor is really slippery. So I'm gonna be starting against the wall. Call me a cheater if you want, but I've never been a sprinter. So we're gonna have Marin down on that end, and we'll show you the stopwatch after each attempt. Okay, we got 1 attempt down. Now I'm gonna throw some of the numbers at you guys that I mentioned in the intro. So the minimum score on the 40-yard dash that got drafted is 5.57 seconds. So that first attempt has me there, but we're looking at the median numbers for tight ends and everyone that got drafted to kind of throw out those fast and slow outliers. So for a tight end, I have to run a 4.7. And for the median of all drafted NFL athletes, it's 4.65. So we're gonna try and best that 4.89 on this next one. I definitely didn't have the best start on that one, so I think that's where we're gonna improve and possibly get that 4.65.
Start wasn't as good. It was 5.1.
Clearly the start was horrible on that one, and I'm not cut out for the NFL. Now we'll see how the other events go. I mean, I met the minimum standard, so that's worth saying something. Okay, so next we have the 3-cone drill, which I've measured out and set up here that Marin's gonna demonstrate for us. Go. So she's gonna run down, touch the line, run back, touch our little starting line here, run around that first cone, take a loop around the second cone, make a sweeping turn, and back through the finish line. So I'll get you the numbers that I'm shooting for after this first attempt. I'm not one for excuses, but this stuff is really slippery, and I feel like if I had cleats on turf or actual grass, I wouldn't slip so much. I'm a little worried I'm gonna fall on this one. I think you guys could probably see how much I was slipping on that. This is just a horrible test on a basketball court. I knew that this event was gonna be my weakness before we even started, because I've only ever run straight. So turning is not my forte, but I did beat the minimum drafted number, 838. So now we have to shoot for 711 for the median tight end score and 717 for the median drafted score. I don't think we're gonna get there, but it'd be cool to get under 8. That felt faster, but I was slipping a lot more.
806.
All right. So we did 806 that time, definitely slipping a lot still, but we'll take it. Okay, so now we've got the pro agility drill. So on this one, we're starting at the middle cone here. We're gonna do one attempt in each direction. So I'll start going 5 yards to that cone, 10 yards back, and then 5 yards back to the middle again. And then on the second attempt, we'll just start it the other way. Again, turning isn't my forte, so I'm not expecting huge things, but hopefully we'll at least hit that minimum number, which I'll get to you after this attempt.
3, 2, 1, go. Five, 505.
Show the camera. Okay, so as you guys saw on that one, I had a 505, which meets the minimum standard of 5.18. We're still a ways off from the tight end median of 4.34 and the draft median of 4.36. I'm not expecting huge increases on this next attempt, but as long as we score somewhere around 505 again, maybe drop under 5 seconds, we'll be good. And then we'll move over to the main gym and get on with the vertical jump, broad jump, and the bench press test.
3, 2, 1, go.
Bad slip. How was it?
4.98.
All right. We're always cool with improvement. All right, so I'm very lucky that my gym here, Motivera 360 in Elkhorn, Nebraska, has a Vertec for testing vertical jump height. And then there's also a pretty nice turf area here. It's not long enough to do the agility events on, but I'll be able to do the broad jump there. So I'm gonna set the camera up for the vertical jump and we'll get the results of that one in. All right, so that first jump was 33.5. The minimum was probably median of a bunch of offensive linemen, so it was just 22.1. The median for the tight ends was 33.3 inches, and the median for all drafted was 33.4 inches. So at 226 pounds, I'm a tenth of an inch higher than the median right now. So we're gonna go give it another shot and see if we can get any higher. All right, as you can see, I got one more rung on that one. So that's 34 inches. I actually did this one last week and I had 33, so a 1 inch improvement in 1 week. I think that shows that if I were to actually start training for the explosiveness of these tests and had better testing conditions, that I could actually do pretty well in the whole NFL combine. But now we're gonna do the broad jump on the turf here. All right, so we've set up a little broad jump testing station here. The end of the tape where that weight is 12 feet. I don't expect to get that far. hoping to shoot around 10. I'll be starting here between the cones, and then it's the farthest point back being your back heel, and you can fall forward but not backwards. So I'm gonna have Marin judge where I land in case I end up falling forward, and we can get those final numbers. That one was 115 inches. We got one more attempt. Okay, so I should have practiced this event beforehand, but that was literally my first attempt at this in years. So 115 inches, not bad. The minimum drafted number was 89.2, but to get that tight end median, we're looking at 118.5, and the median for the drafted is 118.3. So I'm shooting for 120 on this one. That was 118, so we're right on the mark.
So cute. So cute.
Okay, so tuck your pelvis under you and keep it there.
I can't.
And that's, if you can't go all the way down, that's fine. Now go again and stop and go back up when you touch my hand. Now that was much better.
Andy gets to touch your butt. It's a win-win.
All right, we are on to the last event, the 225-pound bench press for reps. So I have not been training endurance lately, haven't really been training bench a whole lot, so not expecting anything too spectacular, but my most ever on 225 is 17. Hoping to hit at least 15, but it'd be cool to get a new PR. I'm gonna have Marin spot me because we're going to failure, but here goes nothing. All right, the threshold for tight ends was 19.1. Threshold for all drafted was 19.8. That was 21. So NFL, call me up. Okay, it's been a couple days now since I filmed all of the footage. I'm actually editing the video right here. It's all done. This is the last part that I need to add to it. My body is absolutely wrecked. I think it's been 3 days and I'm still sore from these activities. I'm just not used to doing these explosive movements. I think I pulled my quad a little bit during the broad jump, but anyway, we're gonna continue training as usual. I'm going to put the results right up in this corner in a nice table so you can see those minimum values, the tight end, and all that were drafted median values. Mine are kind of in the middle there. The yellow ones are showing that I beat the minimum standard for getting drafted, but I wasn't quite to the median value or like the 50th percentile. The green values, however, show that I beat not only the minimum, but I was greater than the 50th percentile for those events. Of course, during the NFL Combine, there are skill drills on top of these just general athleticism events, but it was still really fun to give these a go. As I mentioned after the vertical jump, I think that if I trained for these events specifically, I could outperform a lot of the athletes that get drafted into the NFL. I won't be surprised when the NFL comes knocking in a couple weeks and says, hey, we want you to join this team, and I'll be all for it. But in all seriousness, this was a super fun challenge. I probably will do some training, just more explosive, more agility type training through the winter and reapproach this test maybe sometime next summer when conditions are a little better and I can get myself out onto a field, maybe with some cleats and do a little better on those sprinting events. I have some more challenges and videos lined up, and I'm really excited to get going and filming those and putting that content out for you guys. But if there are any other challenges that you would like to see me try to complete, drop them in the comments below, and I will be sure to add that to this growing list of videos that I have in the works. As always, if you're new, please drop below, hit that subscribe button, and if you're real, turn on those post notifications. I would really appreciate it if you liked the video, help out that YouTube algorithm, and get this video seen by more people. I appreciate all of you, and we will see you next time.